Hello and welcome to the new Power BI dashboard tutorial video. And in this video, we will going to create this amazing, professionally looking and providing a really good insights via the Superstore Sales Overview dashboard, which is specifically for monthly comparison. So monthly comparison is one of the key aspects when you want to analyze your business because you want to know what has happened in the previous month compared to the current month. So the KPIs that we have at the top, if you will say the last month sales is up by 1%. What is the November and December sale is? So in round figure, it is coming pretty much same, but internally there will be, if we look at all the values or the entire value, then there will be a little bit of difference, which has been pointed out by here 1%, an indicator which is indicating it is a positive or a negative, right? Same way, if you see over here, we have the last month profit, latest month profit over here compared to the last month, which is negative, and over here it is also negative, which is the latest month orders, right? So here you can see in actual values, we can see the real values. Same way we can see the November and December, indicating that December is the latest month, November is the previous month, and 5% have gone down. Then we are giving the value like how much, what are those values which has gone down, right? And over here you can see the filter. Currently it is showing the consumer filter, but we can uncheck this and show the entire basically value, just to indicate that what the overall sales is. So overall sales at the company level is down by negative 29%. Profit and orders, so definitely in December there is less sales, right? So that is something what we are showing, and then down below we are showing the information by the category, like how many orders have been received, what is the ship mode, right? And then the same information by the visual representation over here, just so that somebody who wants to look at the visual or who wants to look at the table can see it side by side and make a quick judgment, right? And then down below the top 5 product names, right? So top 5 product names over here by the sales and profit, and bottom 5 product based on the sales and profit. So where the sales are coming pretty less, where the sales are coming very high, we have both side by side, so user can see where it is, what is happening in these sales. And then as you can see, we have the filters which we have given, right? So we want to analyze any particular sales like Colorado, for example. We can see and clearly analyze only the Colorado results and see what are the products that are in high demand and in low demand, then how the shipping mode, the furniture and the categories are doing, the sales KPI, and then we can clearly see in December only one product that is being sold. That means in November there is no sales, right? So that's also an interesting chart which does the comparison that at the week start of the first day, the second day of the week, third day of the week, the November and December, what is really the comparison, right? So that is something what I'm going to show you as to how we can create it by creating a lot of DAX formulas. So DAX formulas really helps us achieve the outcome like this and create the desired output. So first of all, where is the data set? Because you will have the Power BI desktop, but you will not have the data set. So let me show you where the data set link is. So the link that I have given in the description will take you over here in my dataset sheet. In my dataset sheet, I think in the row number 19, you will find the sample superstore dataset, right? This is the dataset which I am using. Just excuse this, which is a sample superstore dataset, and you can go ahead and download it and start using it along with me. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and create a new workbook. Alright, and here I am, and my blank workbook is over here. Okay, perfect. So what do we have is basically, first of all, I will going to get data which is in the Excel workbook, right? And the data, this is the one which I have shown you just now. And I'll click on open, and it will show me 3 different sheets, and the sheet which I will going to connect is the orders sheet, because that's where the data is present which we will going to use in this dashboard. So just give it second, and my laptop is also a little bit old, so that's why it takes a bit of a time to process all of that information. So we have this data. We will just take a quick look, and you will also look at with me and see, okay, this is how your data should look like, which is a very simple, especially for a beginner or someone who really wants to understand the concept. This data set is really good, and you will see that most of my tutorials are based on this data set only. So I see most of I use most of the other data sets as well, but whenever I need to explain any complex situation, this is very handy because it is easy to understand, and you have a lot of data inside it so that you can play around with that. All right, so we have this loaded, and orders, yep, that's the one. And here is our canvas where we will going to draw our dashboard, or create our dashboard. So first thing first is the title, right? So title is the sample superstore dataset weekly, right? And we will just expand it till here. And superstore, I know it is very small, but yeah, just work with me as I am writing, and we will change the font as you would expect. Home, and I will just select this, and I will make it 36, and I'll make this as maybe 20. There you go. No, not 18, 20. Yeah. So monthly comparison, maybe not 36, slightly little less, 32. So up to us, how much we want, but that's something we can create it for ourselves. Sales overview dashboard and monthly comparison. The only thing which I do is I don't put a lot of attention to this, and I make it a little bit dim, and I make this one bit dimmer, as you can see, with the help of font. Whole idea is that the focus need to be on the charts and visualization and the KPIs, and not on these aspects which is just there for so that we have this properly present, or we have this as a part of the title. Just a title, nothing actionable which is getting derived. However, it is important to call out that it's a monthly comparison that we will going to have it, right? So if you remember the charts that I've shown, which basically is a slightly on the complex side of the situation, because it shows the current month or the latest month sales, and along with that it shows the indicator up and down, and if you remember it shows the percentage change as well. So all of that we can derive with the help of the calculation, the tax calculation, because first thing first, what we need to identify the max state. So max state is nothing but what is the latest state. So just to give you a context around this, what do we have is I'm creating a simple table, and what we have is the order date, right? And if I show you not the hierarchy but simply the order date, you will see that we have order date, and if I just click on this, it will basically put it in a descending order. So what do we have is the 30th December 2021 as the latest date in the data set, right? And the first date that we have, if I click again over here, is the 3rd January 2018. So what we need to make sure that this 30th December is being shown for anything that we are choosing, but where it creates complexity. For that, let me show you something different. So over here, the matrix is there, right? So for this matrix, there is a purpose why I have changed it, because I will going to create a new measure, and I will going to call it latest date. Okay, and this is an important topic, so please make sure you focus on this. You have the max, and then I can simply say order date. you would expect that, well, it should give me the latest date, right? So max order date, this latest, I will call it date. So what you would expect is that it will give you the latest date, right? And if I bring that into the rows again, come on, okay, it will not come in rows. Maybe let me just bring it on the values. So you will see that for 30th December it is showing 30th December, for 29th December it is showing 29th December, for 28th it is showing 28th. What we want is for any date or any dimension which is out here, it should show only that latest date. And I'll show you one more thing. Let's say I remove the order date and I bring the another dimension called subcategory. Okay. So for this subcategory, what it is showing is that for accessories, the latest product that was sold on 25th of December. For appliances, the latest sale that happened was on 30th of December. For art, 29th of December, so on and so forth. So one way this max date is good if you want to know individually on which particular date the last sale has happened. If that is a question you are trying to answer, this is perfect. But if you want that only the latest date should come for a dashboard, because in dashboard we want to have one value which is constant, that is should be the 30th of December, in that case we need something different, right? So for that I'm just changing this formula over here, max x, what max x was expecting, max x, and in that table, right? So what is our table? Our table is nothing but the what do you call, orders table over here. If you see, this is the order table that we have. So what keyword we will going to use is the all. What it will basically going to help us is it will going to fix it, or it will just make sure that it does not have the impact of any filter or any row context, and will always give you the latest date. And here I will, what happened? I will write order date and close it and enter. Okay, you will see the difference now. Everything is changed to only 30th of December. So this expression is useful in the scenario when you want one constant latest date, which is the latest date at dataset level, not at any dimension level, but at a dataset level. If you want the latest date, then you will going to use this expression. So very important topic, because based on that you will going to create a lot of business dashboard. So always remember, you will use max when you need the latest date at dimension level. If you need one latest date that is at the dataset level, which is required for comparison, then you will need this max x function. Okay, and this can be an interview question as well, because that's how many organizations basically have dates, various dates, and they want to play around a date a lot and create the visualization or the dashboard. Okay, with that, once we have this figured out, and I hope this concept is absolutely clear. If not, then ask me in the comments as to if you have any query. Now, once we have the latest date, then what we can do, we can always produce something like the expressions, which is latest sales, latest profit and all, right? So for that, I will quickly write one measure, because once we have all of this, then it's all about arranging it on the dashboard. Important part is, once you have the requirement, then how would you create the calculations and then draw it? Sometimes you may have to experiment it as well, but since I have most of the things already laid out, I will not take that time and show you everything, hopefully within 1 hour itself. So latest month sales. So latest month sales, alt enter, I am writing, and I will say VAR. And for the latest month sales, I need two variables, latest year and latest month. Why latest year? Because if I only take latest month, which will be, let's say, December, Then I want to know whether it is a December of 2021 or 2022, or sorry, 2020 or 2019 or 2018, what December it is. So that is why year is important in this case. So latest year is equals to the year of latest date, and that is why we have created that VAR underscore latest month is equals to the month of latest date. And what I'll do, I'll provide bit of an indentation so that it is properly formatted. That is very important, so that we create. So Alt enter, and then I will say return, Alt enter, and then I will write my calculate function, which is calculate sum of sales, right? We want latest month sales, right? And sum of sales, comma, the values or the year comparisons. So year of order date is equals to underscore latest year, right? Comma, month of order date. I hope this is clear, but if not, feel free to ask me. We are simply saying that from our field, first convert it into a year and then check whether it is a latest year. Same way, from our month field, get the months and compare it with, and only provide the latest month, right? So Alt simply enter, not Alt enter, but simply enter, and it will give us the latest month sales. You can check that as well. You have the KPI, which is latest month sales, 83.83 overall. And then what I can do is I can create one more card, and here I bring, let's say, the sales. Checking it is very important. So overall sales is 2.3 million, but in the slicer, right, in the slicer, if I bring the date from the date hierarchy, I bring the year and month, right? So 2021, as you remember, is the latest month. So I expand this and go down in December, only give me 83.83. So this is the same value we are getting from that expression that I have just shown you, and with the filter, this is how we will going to get it. So for now, since we have done the comparison, we are good. We will remove it. So 83.83k, yeah. And what I will basically do is I will change it into a round figure. So call out value, maybe I will call it 35, and this month is fine. Latest month sales is also fine, and the only thing which I will do is display unit rather than auto, I will say none, or I will basically say, yeah, auto is fine, which is fine. Only decimal places I will say 0, so that way it is not basically showing you that unnecessary zeros. Okay, so as you can see, now slowly we have started creating KPIs, right? And what I will do is I will first create this one entire KPI and then the rest of the others. So latest month sales, I will further bring it down. Yeah, this much is fine. Okay, we have latest month sales. Now with this latest month sales, we can create latest month profit and order. So I will Control A, Control C. I will click on the new measure, and what I will basically say is the latest month order. So latest month orders, and that will be order ID, but not the sum. It will be the distinct count of the order ID, and the rest of the information will be as it is, and we will press enter. It's all good, and I will create one more measure which will be for the latest month profit. Latest month profit, and that's when we will simply say from sales if profit is fine, right? And enter. Okay, so we have these calculations now that we have created for ourselves. From the latest month, we can create previous month. How we can create previous month? Just think about it, because the latest month is December, what we know, right? And in this case, the previous month is going to be November. So pause the video while I'm doing this and then come back and see how I'm creating the previous month. And then I will ask you one more question. Okay, so latest month, I hope you have done that, because it's a simple mathematical problem. There are functions as well, like the previous function as well. There is a same period, parallel period, same period last month, or date add function is also there. But what I'm showing you is a very simple mathematical function which is very easy for us to understand. So rather than this, I will say previous month -1. Okay, and over here we will say previous month month. Perfect, and enter. Okay, so now we have the previous month sales. What we simply did is, we know that okay, year is 2021 and this is this, right? And then we have the sale for November with which we can do the comparison, right? But the problem doesn't end over here. Now the next thing what you need to figure it out is, if I am in January, let's say next month, then what will I do? What function or what calculation I will going to write, which will make sure that whenever the year is changing, I don't have to change my calculation, because in that case the previous month is the December of last year when it is January, right? So think about that. Write down in the comment what is your calculation, so that I can also see it. New measure. Now once we have the previous month sales figured it out, the previous month profit, simply say the profit, enter. We have previous month profit and new measure, and we will say the previous month order ID or orders. Rather than this, we will say distinct count of order ID. Yeah. So very easily now we have created these three values or these three measures, right? Once we know what is our latest month and previous month, we can find out the percentage difference, right? So we'll create a new measure to show the percentage difference. If you remember, we were showing the percentage difference as well. So that is the sales percentage diff, and we will use the function divide. In the numerator we will say the latest month sales minus previous month sales, comma previous month sales, because that's the base from which sales has either increased or decreased, right? One more sales percentage difference, then we will say profit percentage difference, same function divide, and latest month profit minus previous month profit, comma the previous month profit, and enter. That shows whether our sales profit increased or decreased compared to the previous month. Orders percentage diff is equals to the divide, and within the one more bracket we have to find the subtraction, which is the latest month order minus the previous month order and the previous month order, and enter. Yeah. So once you know what you need to do, it's become super easy to follow through, right? Now we have this order difference, right? So that is something we can plot. If you remember, and I'll just bring the another dashboard in front of you. So if you remember, we have this chart which is basically saying the November and December, November and December, November and December, November and December. Yeah. So we need to create this chart also dynamically so that it will show the information in these two charts, right? So for that, what we need is, we need a calculated column to clearly identify whether something is, this is a current month, right? And this is not, and November, whether it is a current month or not. So for that, we will going to write a quick column. So we are here, home, we will say new column, and we will say current and previous month. So this is also a slight complex calculation. Current and previous month is equals to, and this is the condition, if our year of order date, right? If our year of order date is equals to the year of latest date, which is fine, right? And then and now I will use bracket because we need to get both December and November. So for that, what I will say is month of order date is equals to the month of latest date, right? Or using the pipe sign, or the month of order date is equals to the month of latest date minus 1. Same value, right? Then true, otherwise false. Enter, and you will see that false, true, 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 and false, all of that. So wherever the information is there about the latest month and the previous month, it's basically showing you that information, otherwise it is giving you all that false values, right? So something what we need to basically create as part of the calculation, or as part of this output of that we want to produce dynamically. So after creating this calculation, one thing what I realized for current and previous month is that over here in the first condition, rather than order date, I have taken the latest date. So I was comparing latest date with latest date, and that is why the I was checking some output and it was not coming correct. So one thing is, order date needs to be equals to the latest date, because this has all the years, but we want to make sure that it is only equal to the latest year, and then our output will come fast. So if you are with me, then you will just make a correction here rather than moving ahead and then finding out why it is not working, right? Along with this calculation, because I am showing this one big chart by weekday. So if I show you over here, so this is by weekday 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I want to do is, I want to create a weekday calculation, right? So what weekday calculation will basically do, it will basically identify which week it is. So what I have done, I believe I have already created this calculation weekday, which is a very simple calculation, same by creating and clicking on new column and then saying weekday equals to weekday function order date and comma 2, which is very interesting. And in this case I have chosen 2. So if I show you, it basically gives you the option 1, 2 and 3. So what basically 1 indicates that the week begins on Sunday, right? So if the output is 1, then basically it says that week is beginning on Sunday. If we are choosing 2, which I have chosen because that's the Monday, output will going to be the Monday. So when the output 1 will come, it will reflect that it is Monday, right? And type number 3, if you remember, there was 1, 2 and 3. That means week begins on Monday, but the output will be 0, right? And ends on Sunday, which is 6. So if you need the number 0 through 6, like 0 is Monday, 1 is Tuesday, so on and so forth till Sunday, which will be 6th, then choose 3. For the sake of simplicity, what I have done is I have given the output Monday as 1, so that we can clearly say, okay, this is the first day, second day, third day, and so on and so forth. I hope you got the idea. If not, then you can check the documentation of Power BI, which will give you the result, right? So with this, what I am going to do is, we have the basically now, we can create the column chart, right? First we will going to create this big column chart, which is somewhere here in the middle, right? And we will give some space like this, and we have current versus previous month, which will come as a filter. So first thing first is what we need is the order date, and from there we just need the month. Where is my order date? Order date over here. Yeah, I just need the month on x-axis and sales on y-axis, whatever is the measure of interest, in this case sales, right? And we have the current and previous month comparison. So what we have is the current and previous month, right? And we will bring on it, and we will only say true, November and December, right? And we will put weekday as well above 2 months. So what it will going to do is, it for 7 days it will going to produce Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? If you need the clear output as MON, TUE, Tuesday, WED, Wednesday, which is an abbreviation to these letters, so what you need to do is, then you need to create another calculated column to call it out specifically what these value means. But generally you can say, okay, our week starts on Monday, so 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday. It's one-time user education, and you will see that they are able to use it effectively, right? So now we have this. Just little bit of formatting. What I will do is that on the y-axis we don't need title, we don't need values, because what we are going to do is put the labels directly over there. Yeah, and we have this, and we will bring the data labels like this, right? So that way our chart is really nice now. So I will try to squeeze it up, because it looks like it is taking a lot of space. Yeah, maybe till here, that's it, so that we have some more space for other visualization. Same way, what we can do is, we can create for current month sales and previous month sales. So what do we need is, basically for this chart, I think I was showing it in this clustered bar chart, right? And in this we are showing current and previous month, and we will say true, because that's only what we want to show. And then same thing, we need month, in this case y-axis, because it's a clustered bar chart. And then what we need is, because it is sales KPI, so what we're going to take is the sales. Same filtering and visualization thing that we were going to do over here. We don't need y-axis, which is not there. On x-axis we don't need this, right? Over here on the y-axis, however, we'll just make sure that we have some clearly these values. Yeah, and we don't need type, we need labels for sure, data labels, which is over here. I could have simply copied this as well, but I'm just showing you one more time so that you get the complete idea as to how we are doing it. Okay, so we have this, and I think after that what we need is 2 different more KPIs. Okay, so what I have done is, we have already created the diff KPI, which is the percentage difference. So if I create a KPI over here, and sales should be down there. sales percentage KPI is here, and I just need to format it a little bit. We don't need the label, and this value needs to be 20 because what we want to show it more like over here. Yeah, with the mouse I can move up and down a little bit. Yeah, and then what we need is one more thing, which is a sales icon. So I've created sales icon, order icon, and all of that. What it basically says is if our percentage difference, which is this, which we created the calculation, is greater than 0, that means if it is positive, then up sign, otherwise down sign, right? And how you can get this up sign and down sign is by going over here and simply say alt codes. This website, what it does is whatever sign you want, so this one, up arrow and down arrow is over here, 30 and 31, right? So you can click on up arrow or down arrow. If I go up, if it allows me, yes, you simply need to click on this and it will say it has been copied, please paste it anywhere. So what I can do is I can come over here and then I can paste it like within double quotation. I just did a paste like this over here. So it's a simple if condition what I produced to get the desired output. That's the condition of measure you need to create to get the output. And then what we will do, we will going to create the conditional formatting for positive and negative. So over here we have this. If you see sales icon, it will be down, right? Now we have the sales icon. What we need to do is we need to come over here. Oh, not over here, sorry. We need to come over here, category value, FX. Yeah. See, not the sales icon. We will say diff. See, this is sales related, sales diff. Greater than equal to min, less than 0. Then what we need is red, right? New rule, greater than equal to 0 and less than max. If I remove, it will by default choose max, and what we want is blue, and we'll click OK. So now it is red. The best part is in Tableau you need to do this 2 times. This particular piece, it does not allow one single conditional formatting to the icon for up and down. So that's a different operation. However, in this Power BI, you just do it once and it will allow the conditional formatting. Okay. What I'll do is I will simply also put it 20, and we don't need the label. And what we will do is we will simply do it like this, and I think that should be good. Yeah. Okay. So this is how we have created our KPI. Now only one thing is whether it matches our background. If you remember, there was a dark background. So on my canvas, what I am doing is in the background, I am choosing a color which is, let's say, this one. Yeah. And then transparency, you need to set it 0. By default, transparency will be 100%. So make sure it should be 0%, right? So only thing what we need to do is we need to just move this up a little bit. Oh, come on. Like I was saying, my mouse is a bit sensitive. This keypad which I have. Alright, so now if you see, looks like one KPI. What you can also do is you can select everything, right click and say group. Perfect. And what I can do is I can move this thing a little bit, yeah, so that it will look like that it is all part of one. So now you know that how I've created this KPI. As a practice, you need to create profit KPI and order KPI over here, like I have done it over here. Let me bring this, where it is, my second screen, over here. Yeah. So this is in a vertical fashion, this is in a horizontal fashions, but if you see, everything is same like I have done it over here. So make sure you do that over there. Okay, that will going to help you practice the skills with the and create such KPIs with more confidence. So this way you can see that you can create KPI for 2 months, 3 months, whatever that you want is basically possible. Okay, so this is the section where you will going to create the profit and order KPI. Once we have done that, what we need is now it's very simple, two tables. One is for category and one is for category and one is for ship mode, or we can say we have category and segment, whatever we want based on our needs. All right, so we have this category and what we need is the orders, latest month order over here. Yeah, and we will going to get this as percentage of ground total, and we again bring the, so that way we will going to have count and we will going to have the not the category, but we will double click this and we will say orders count, and we will call this double click orders percentage. Yeah, we don't need total as well, so in totals I will uncheck that. This is just to show the output for these two, and then what we need is, I'll just copy and paste, because what I will going to do is I will simply remove orders and I'll change this to a donut, and we will remove the legend so that it gets the full space, and in the details we will say all details label, and we will remove the title as well over here. Right, so this shows the information for your latest month orders, right? This is fine, and we will going to give it a title over here, which will be the latest month orders, right? So it will look fine. Okay, so we have this. What I'm going to do is I will copy this, Control C, Control V, and I will just put it till here. So first thing first is this pie chart till here, and this information maybe I'll just expand this a little bit. Yeah, and over here what I'll do is I don't need category. Let's say just to make the consistency I need segment. Segment will come last, which I will make it first. The best part is in Power BI you can simply drag and drop like this. However, in Tableau I have observed that you need to change everything from a visual perspective. So the only thing which I will do to reduce this space is creating this little bit of extra space for pie chart, and with my arrow key from my keyboard I will bring this down a little bit, 2 points, and then drag this also a little bit so that it will all looks like same. Yeah, I will just try to create some space over here for my table down below. If you see, I already have some space which I am here not using, and it's quite easy. Yeah, And what I need to do is I need to create the top 5 and bottom 5 product names. So we have the product name, but for that I need a table. Yeah. So what I have is the product name, right? And what we can do is we can say maybe we can bring latest month sales, profit, and orders, 3 values, just so that we have everything. Yeah. And but what we're going to do is on the product name we will going to say top n, and we will say top 5, and it will be based on the sales value, which I will bring it here and click on apply. And then I will just remove the total, because in this such cases totals are not required, as it is dummy total of only 5 values, right? So we have what? I will just say sales, double clicking that. I will be double clicking on that. Profit, I will be double clicking on that and say orders, right? The only thing which I will do is, come on, if it allows me, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just create some space over here, some space over here. All thing is I'm trying to utilize this basically space, white space that is present over here. But anyways, you got the idea, right? Now I will do the same thing, Control C, Control V, and I will say the bottom. All right, come down, bottom 5 values, and that will be, this is top 5. From the top I can say bottom, simple, and apply. So these are our bottom products, right? So that way most of our dashboard is ready. I will, only thing is you need to pick this and drag this. I'm not spending a lot of time over there. As you can see, it is something which we can easily do. The last thing which I will do, last 2 things, and then I will show you the example in terms of what needs to be done at the next level. So this will be what our, let's say, ship mode. We want to analyze our values by ship mode. So what we will do in this case is we will simply say the drop down, right? So we have the ship mode, and as many filters as we want, we can pick it. Yeah. So here we have the ship mode, and here you have the practice to do the KPI. Okay, once everything is done, you can see that I can analyze, okay, in first day, same day, second class. If the manager or the department owner of the shipping mode want to analyze the result, they can simply analyze it. They can also, you can also bring in, along with ship mode, you can bring the state information, which I have done in my original dashboard. So that is also quite easy. Like the ship mode, you need to bring it. The best part is in Power BI, it automatically does it. It automatically change the entire dashboard. However, in case of the Tableau, just to make it a comparison, it basically gives you it does not do it automatically. You have to make sure you select all sheets to get the output. Now, what's next? Well, the next thing is making it dynamic. For example, right now we are doing only monthly comparison, but what if your user is coming back and saying that, oh, along with monthly, I want to have an option to do it weekly or yearly. I want to have some sort of a buttons like filters or a button down below, which should be able to allow me to do this comparison dynamically, because I want to have year over year comparison, week over week for a very short time frame, and the month over month. So that is a very dynamic feature which I basically teach in my class in terms of how you can do that. Also customization, likes here we have the top end, only the top 5. What if user wants top 10, top 15, top 20, bottom 15, bottom top, bottom 5, bottom 10, bottom 15, so on and so forth, right? Same way the category, right? Over here we are having category and segment. What if we want to combine these two charts, and based on a selection specific to these charts, we want to select furniture or category, so that we have more space for creating more visualization as and when more and more requirements are coming. So all of these type of advanced case studies is something what I have in my course, where I teach how you can achieve all of this in a fashion where you will have a project in front of you, and we work on a project and create the dashboard, right? So wanted to give you an idea about that. Last but not the least is the theme. So if you remember, I have chosen the green theme. So green themes, couple of themes are over here, like this one. I have not chosen this one for sure. Let me see which one I had. Let me see if this is the one I have. Probably this one is looking really good, right? So we can experiment from this. I have this one. Yeah, this is the one. If I remember, this is the one which I have chosen it. So as you can see, almost in around 1 hour, we can create the first mock-up dashboard for our business, which is slightly complex enough, where you have such a good KPIs and all, but everything comes down to more and more requirements when it is changing, and you have to work through it to make sure your dashboard is more dynamic, showing more information which is much more meaningful to the business. So if you want to learn, feel free to reach out to me, and I will respond to your queries and help you create more professional dashboards. With that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic.